Good morning, how you guys doing? This Mike back with the thought of the day on November 14, 2024. First, I want to give honor and praise to Ahaya Shoahaya Bashem Yeshayu Rawakadash. That's the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit in Hebrew. Then I like to open with the serenity prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. May your will, not mine, be done. Today, I like to talk about working with the youth of today. Since around 2000, when my first job out of college around 99, somewhere around there, I was working at school-based youth service, and from then I became a teacher. I worked at Trenton Public Schools and then Red Bank Borough Education. In between that time, I had founded Basketball Spotlight, which gave me the opportunity to work with young kids for over 15 to 20 years. You know what I'm saying? So since 99, my life has been dedicated to working with youth. And one of the toughest age groups to work with are the teenagers. And I currently work at New Hope Behavior Health and Rehabilitation, where I work with teens that struggle with behavior issues and substance abuse. So I put together guidelines for maybe could help people out there that's working with youth as a coach, a mentor, a teacher, in these kind of facilities that I work in. And so here we go. First, I would like to say, love what you're doing. Have a passion for it. Because when the kids know that you're there and you love what you're doing and you're there, they're gonna respond and they know that you care. If they think that you're there just to pick up a check and you don't really have no interest in them, you're not gonna get the response out of them that you need. You're not gonna be able to help them change their behaviors. They don't care about what you know until they know you care. I'm gonna repeat that again. They don't care about what you know until they know that you care. The next one, build rapport. And this is very, very important. If you do not build rapport with the group that you're working with the kids that you're working with, nothing else is going to work. You start building rapport by listening to what they have to say. Try to figure out their backstory if you can. Ask them questions to try to get some insight on who they are so you'll know the ways to be able to deal with them. You'll know what areas they sensitive in. You'll know what kind of background they come from. You'll know if they're not used to taking instruction from men. You'll know if they're not used to taking instruction from women. So you'll know how to deal with it. So you got to build that rapport. Find their interests. Talk about their interests with them. Let them know that you care about what they want to be in life. When you look at them with eyes of empathy, understanding that they probably been through a lot of things that they're not even sharing with you. You know what I'm saying? Be open to share some things that you might have went through, but don't cross the boundaries. You know what I'm saying? But be open to let them understand that you're just like them. A lot of my kids appreciate the fact that I'm open about me being in recovery. So now we got a common bond, and they're willing to say, all right, Mr. Mike understands what I'm going through. You know what I'm saying? Build that rapport. That's very important. Next up is the discipline. Don't waver on your discipline and be fair. And regardless of race, gender, or anything, be fair with everybody with the same discipline. And it's very important when you're disciplining a teenager, do not scream on them or call them out. Try not to call them out in front of their peers too harshly. If you really have to dig into somebody, take them by themselves, take them into your classroom or your office, and let them know that you really don't appreciate the behavior that they're showing. But the quickest way to lose a teenager is to call them out or embarrass them in front of their peers, because they're going to look at you as the enemy, because at their age, it's very, very important how they look in the eyes of their peers. So they will respect it more when you take them to the side, have a conversation with them, and let them understand what's going on, and then you'll see a change in the behavior. Always have structure. So you have to get in early, do what you need to do to prepare, because kids strive for structure. They want to have that structure. You got to have everything done where they can do what they need to do and keep that structure going. Have your bar where you need them to be at, but also be able to meet them where they're at and help them rise up to that level to where you want them to be at. You know what I'm saying? And understand that you're working with kids. Always have that in mind when you're dealing with the discipline. You know what I'm saying? And next, model the behavior that you're preaching. Because they're going to look at what you're doing. And the minute that they see it's not lining up with what you're talking about goes out the window. For instance, I can't be in here talking to them about God and telling them this how they should live, but then they see me listening to drill music or listening to inappropriate rap. They see me talking crazy about women. They see me knowing that I'm married. They see me trying to flirt with staff members or say things about women and things of that nature. Nah, you have to model the behavior that you want them to do, because they're going to be watching and they're going to see, is this man real? Is he going to do what he's doing? You know what I'm saying? And let them know that you care about them. Let them know that you really here to have their best interests at heart. You know what I'm saying? And I love this experience that the Most High has allowed me to do throughout my life. And I often, me and my wife was having a conversation the other day because I never had biological kids of my own. And she said to me, I said, wow, man, I kind of feel disappointed or things of that nature, or less than a man in some ways for not having a kid. And she said, but the kind of person you are, if you would have had a kid, I don't think that you could have been able to pour into all these kids' lives that you've been able to touch. And it brings me to tears sometimes when the kids leave here and they do their goodbye group, where you go around and you get to talk to different people. And numerous kids have looked me in the eyes and said, you were the father that I never had. Thank you for being my dad. And that lets me know why the Most High has me here. And this is the guide. I'm telling you, if you follow some of these things, you'll be able to get through to those teenagers in that middle school and that you having difficulties teaching and you feel like I can't do this because nobody wants to deal with the teenagers. But I love it, man. So this is Mike. Enjoy the rest of your day. Shalom.